Okay. We have a question. Somebody is asking me, how can I live and experience each moment and each day without duality, staying fully awake, remembering that I am God? Pretty good question. So that is the question. How can I live and experience each moment and each day without duality, staying fully awake and remembering that I am God? Okay. How do I experience non-duality and living with fully awake? Means with full awareness. See, when you are fully aware, the duality disappears. Okay? When the duality disappears, that means you are fully awake. When you are awake, duality disappears. When you are living with awareness, that's when duality disappears. And the second part of the question is remembering that I am God. Okay? See, when you are completely aware, duality disappears. When the duality disappears, you are God. You don't need to remember that you are God. You need to remember something when you are not. See, when you are hungry, do you need to remember that you are hungry? No. Hunger happens and it will be telling you, please come and feed me. Your stomach will be crying. You don't need to remember. Do I need to remember, oh, am I hungry or I am not hungry? No. When you are hungry, you don't need to remember. In the same way, when you are living without duality, when you are completely aware, that time you don't need to remember. You are God. So, I just wanted to just give the basic clarity in the question and how to attain that. So now let us go to that part of the question. See, as I always give this example of an engineering student, because that is something I myself can relate to. As a student, I was in the college, and everybody can relate to. Everybody need not be an engineer, but at some stage in their life, they would have gone to 12 years of school, 3 years of undergrad, and maybe more or not. They would have studied. So when you have studied about, let us say, 15 to 17 or 18 years of education, you spend so many years in your education, in your school, completely. Then your engineering, you might have studied engineering maybe 3 years undergrad and 2 years masters, and some people would have done 3 or 4 years of PhD. With all these things, you see how much of time you studied in engineering. And you want to become a doctor, how many years you studied medicine? Then after that, once you get a job, every day is a learning process. Your learning is not going to stop the moment you get a job. So learning still happens. You work for 10 years, 15 years, every day there will be something to learn. You need to upgrade your knowledge. So when you put so much of effort to become an engineer or a doctor, because see, success leaves its footprints. When somebody wants to become an engineer, if somebody comes and asks me, I want to become a software engineer, then I will tell him, do this, study this, practice this, learn this. I can tell him. If he's an younger boy, I will tell him, go to school, study, focus on these programming languages or whatever he wants to learn in software engineering. So success leaves its footprints. When somebody has become an engineer, an younger aspiring student, he could go and ask this engineer, how can I become a software engineer? Then, because whatever be the footprints that he left, you can learn from there. You can follow those footsteps. In the same way, spirituality also. Spirituality is no way different. So many enlightened masters, they have given their interviews, they have given their biographies, and the people, those who lived around them, they have written their experiences and memories living around these enlightened masters. Success leaves its footprints. See, in the life of Vivekananda, when he meets his guru, he asks him, can you show me God? So I am asking the person who asked this question, if you have met your God, have you asked your guru? If you have met your guru, have you asked your guru, how can I practice duality? Or how can I practice non-duality and living with awareness, experiencing the God consciousness? Have you asked your guru? Do you have the courage to ask your guru? Because it requires courage, because the moment you ask the guru will give you a set of things that you need to do. Are you ready to practice those things? Do you have the courage to practice those things? See, we have two scenarios here. Scenario number one, your guru has not happened in your life. If your guru has not happened in your life, take every possible teaching that you come across, spiritual teaching. In Bhagavad Gita, there are so many slokas. Take one sloka and go deep in that sloka. So many enlightened masters have given their commentaries. Go deep in one small technique. If you ask Ramana Maharshi, the same question, if you ask Ramana Maharshi, do you know what he would have said? He would have said, to whom this question has arisen? To whom this question has happened? He says, now go in with that question, that inquiry. He says that in Tamil, Nan yar, who am I? For whom this question has happened? Then he will initiate you in that technique of you going inward, and for whom this question has happened, who am I? So, if your guru has not happened to you, the first scenario, practice these techniques. There are so many techniques out there. One sloka from Bhagavad Gita is good enough to help you. Whichever sloka you relate to. Or there are great commentaries on Astavakra Mahagita. Another great spiritual scripture. And so many enlightened masters have given their commentaries. Take one sloka, take one part of the teachings that you can relate to and go deep in that. Practice your meditation or yoga, whatever it is, with utmost sincerity. The moment you become that intense, your guru has no option. He has to happen to you in your life. I tell you, don't give options to gurus. If you give options to gurus, they will just escape. Because they are so busy. They have a lot of other people to help with. If suppose, for example, you attend a job interview. You are so good in the interview. The people, those who interviewed you, they have no option except to take you. Don't give an option to those people. How do you do that? You prepare well with your subject. Whatever subject is that you are in, prepare so well, be so thorough, be so good. When you go for the job interview, they have no option. In the same way, if guru has not happened to you, take these spiritual teachings very seriously and Never leave an option for the Guru to happen. Guru has to happen depending upon your intensity. Intensity is the key. If a Guru has already happened to you, scenario number 2, if a Guru has already happened to you, ask the same question to the Guru. But please understand, before you ask the Guru, make sure that you have the courage to follow his teachings. If you don't want to follow the teaching, whatever he is going to suggest you to practice, whatever he tells you to do it, if you don't have the courage, then don't ask this question. So these are the 2 things that I am telling you. So if a Guru has happened to you, take this question to the Guru. He will immediately guide you. Otherwise, if a Guru has not happened to you, take spiritual practices very seriously. Suppose even if you come across, if your Guru might not have happened, but you are coming across some people, some spiritual people, some spiritual teachers here and there. No problem. Ask them what is witnessing. Ask them what is awareness. Practice it. Every person that you come across, maybe he is your Guru. Ask them. Ask questions. Practice them. Ask them what is witnessing. Can I practice witnessing? Based on what you learn, start practicing witnessing. Start practicing living with awareness. Zen way of walking. In Zen tradition, everything that you do is meditation, because the way you do is different. Doing with awareness, holding this mouse with awareness. So practice whatever you come across with sincerity, as if this is your final technique. When you live with that kind of intensity, then your Guru will happen. Then you don't need to practice anything that time. Whatever Guru tells you, you can. Whatever Guru tells you, you practice that and Guru will guide you. So I hope I answered this question. If you think that I have not answered the question, please leave a comment under the video. And if there is anything I need to speak, I will speak further. Okay? Hope this helps you. Thank you.